Team Dignitas now finds themselves in the exact place their rivals did in the first semifinal of today, down the first game. But this is a best of 5, and there are plenty of chances to get back in.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm still, again, like from the get-go after yesterday, I looked at this match and I was just like, that is going to be a lot harder than I expected. Now they lost the first map. Again, there is a lot of pressure. And Miracle, you could see, like, they are cheery, they're happy, they're hungry, they get the momentum right now. And at some point, we have to ask the same question that we asked with Gen G. Is there that voice of doubt in your head that asks, like, oh God, what happens if we lose right now?
I think it's cool, though, that both Miracle and Team Liquid said, why are we facing these ridiculously strong opponents in the semifinals? But then they're also both bringing the fight. That is what's awesome to see. And I don't think Dignitas is going to lie down just yet. Let's see where we're going for Game 2 and where they might be able to make a stand happen. It's going to be Volskaya Foundry. This is a place that Dignitas also finds home in, though Team Dig has chosen first pick, so it's Miracle who will bring us to Volskaya Foundry.
Yeah, you got to be feeling confident, especially when you look at the record of Dignitas on this battleground. They are pretty darn solid here, so let's see if Miracle can bring that out. But one person in particular that I feel like Dignitas needs to adjust to and keep an eye on is Sniper. Sniper was finding so many ways to thread that needle, get in that back line. He was able to pick on Poik, but if he's allowed to do that throughout the entire best of 5 series, we could have an upset on our hands.
You mentioned that during that league play, they were 12-1. They played this map 13 times during league play. Their next highest map played was 7. They are masters at this battleground at controlling. We always know the Sergeant Hammer could potentially come out. Some of the sustained damage that we've seen from Frankel, they have busted out the Mephisto on this one as well. So it does have a different feel when you look at sustain between those heroes. It's just a matter of, can you sneak in that hammer? Can you get it late? Are you worried about your opponents getting that? Can you draft? I think when you look at this battleground, Sergeant Hammer has been a focal point for a very long time.
Well, in the last game, Ural did become contested in a very weird way with a triple warrior of sorts for Miracle. I'm wondering how highly prioritized Dignitas puts that hero, or Miracle too, given the fact that they really like this hero here. But with the Diablo change-up ban, that allows Genji through, and Team Dig are quick to strike.
There's also what we saw Arcaner play earlier today, the Tracer, if that is an option for these teams. The Tracer is always very threatening in and around the control points, as long as you have the team built around it.
The Genji is definitely something that Miracle absolutely expected here. The snap picks into Reyna and Deckard Cain, getting the zone control again. We talked in the previous series of how highly we have Reyna valued by the Korean teams here. But it's also, again, for me personally, really interesting to see how both of them agree, okay, we're going to ban out Garrosh and Diablo. We've seen a little bit of that in the group stage. So what's the focus here? Dignitas shifts away from the Anubarak, goes into Johanna. Great pick here for them. And they combo that off with the Blaze on the off lane. And Blaze, in general, in Europe, gets so much more value on this particular map that doesn't really come as a surprise, despite how much we talked about Ural as an option for them.
Johanna, in North America at least, we saw a lot of Johanna Jaina together, and with a Genji, there's a lot of burst potential for just taking down someone in the blink of an eye. Maybe that's a pick that we could see from Team Dignitas?
The Johanna Blaze is always has nice synergy, because it's really easy to land the Condemn, have the follow-up with the Blaze there to get the stun that is kind of denied from you. It's only a mini stun with the Condemn, as we're going to see the Jaina banned out there, but Genji picked up. Genji also, at one point in time, was a counter. It's like, look, if you're going to pick Hammer, well, the Genji, if it's let through, it's one of those things that you can dive onto that, but that also is something that you can still get the Hammer if you're Dignitas.
Not anymore.
Except it's banned.
Yeah.
That's also a great ban by them. I mean, we've been talking the entire time about how these protect the hammer compositions are just so powerful. We just had one on Towers of Doom, and now we have Blaze with that, so you want to make sure that that's not going to be a concern. But again, Ural picked up for the other side, and together with Tyrael. And just think about Gen G versus Team Liquid. We've seen that particular setup several times. It's starting to really have an impact here. And Miracle is now using the exact same tools.
What is Poik going to play? Is he going to be Li Ming here?
Well, I love when they used to play Genji, Hanzo together.
Dope, there's that Tracer. Coming out here
there
with Malfurion for the pick.
But think about this. I was about to say, man, Genji, you look over there, every time there's a Tyrael on the other side, you're like, who's going to stop me? There's no CC unless you're going Judgment. We all know that's not happening. Tracer, the same thing. I mean, Tracer, there is no threat. The hammer stun that you're worried about, she does have trouble trading out head-to-head with Raynor,
yeah.
but you still, with Malfurion pickup, this is Dignitas. They used to run this back in January, December, when they went on their early run, as we'll see the Thrall there. That can help poke out against a Tracer, but that Tracer now can run rampant in this game.
All right, Team Dignitas are doubling down, Genji and Tracer, to bring the aggression. It's been a while since I've seen Poik's Tracer.
Yeah.
But he made a name for himself on that Tracer.
He did?
Yeah, first of all, but like I think the Thrall is a great pick for the last choice here, because you can, with the Chain Lightning, just start to just poke Tracer down quite a bit. Then you have Reyna too. Yes, you are lacking that CC that you normally want to go up against her, but having those combined, that can still hurt a lot. And if you don't pay attention, you hurt that immediately.
Trick, what are you feeling there?
I think Dignitas has got this one.
Okay.
A lot of kill potential. I think every time that I've doubted a Genji and a Tracer together, I always bite my words later on, because there's like 20 kills happening in a match. I think they have enough aggression available, and they have the ability to back up too with that bunker coming in.
There's just a whole lot of self-sustain plus the armor of Yrel. Is it enough to punch through?
It's always going to be a matter of Blaze. You mentioned it previously. Blaze is like, okay, we're confirming a kill. You drop down that bunker, you get the pulse bomb. They will all in on one target. Sanctification is a very good counter to that. So I think that does help, but it's a matter of, do you get enough sustain? Because Genji and Tracer, they are sustained. You don't have the CC to stop that. So you get more sustain than normal, but you do get poked out, as Kaldor said, from the Thrall and the Raynor. So I think you have the ability to be aggressive, but I really like the draft from America. I think two teams with great drafts here.
Both good drafts, but it's Miracle who is currently leading the charge 1-0. We'll see if Team Dignitas can tie it up on Volskaya Foundry.
Kaldor, Dignitas down at 0-1. Miracle showing that they belong here at BlizzCon, but are they going to go up 2-0 against Dig?
I think they have what it takes here. They have the potential at least, but Dignitas is of course very confident in especially Poik's abilities now to dance around them and get these kills. I feel also that Thrall has to be an absolute focus point here when we're talking about potential targets. Who else are you going for? You have Reyna, of course, in that back line, but can you really just like move on to him and trade into that? Thrall, oftentimes when he oversteps a bit too much, presents a really good target for a quick kill.
And if we're gonna have that Crash Lightning we've been seeing so much from Sniper, you want to jump on him and clear him up before he gets stacked up. But here we go. On the left side, on the blue, it's going to be JPL on Johanna, bringing that wave clear. Wubby here with the bunkers to save his team. Poik going to be playing Tracer, Snitch on Genji, and finally ZAKRIA on Malfurion. Give up your energy, it is Team Dignitas!
And with a lead in this series, in this best of 5, Sniper on Thrall. We're seeing Frankel on the auto attack with Jim Reyna, Najajin on Yrel, Blue Beetle on Deckard Cain, and Judy on Tyrael. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Miracle!
And it is going to be that Crash Lightning. And Dignitas instantly responds to it. He sees them spread out here to make sure they don't give off any stacks. Dignitas jumps up and goes for the wave clear, which is what Johanna brings his composition, while Poik starts working on those pulse bombs.
Tyrael has been an absolutely amazing force in the semifinals so far, and he is picked up again by Miracle here with a very melee-heavy composition. You get the extra armor through Yrel, you have the shields that you yourself provide, and then Thrall is always going to be at your side for that poke with damage, and it creates space. It creates a lot of space for Reyna in the backline.
Dignitas going for aggressive play here. Manachijin is going to sidestep that root coming out, and he's able to survive. But Dignitas trying to play with fire here and get their first kill. Beautiful play there by Yrel.
Snitch and Poik are really the two that need to make this happen for them right now. The mobility that we're seeing on those two heroes, the ability to collapse onto a backline target and take it apart is what's heavily needed here for Dig to tie this series leading into the third game. But Miracle, of course, has very different plans here. They already took the lead after game number 1. If they can make a 2-0 happen, that would be fantastic for their chances to go up against Genji in the grand final.
And those kills will be easier too for Genji at level 4 when he gets that Swift Strike extra damage at the end of the tip there. So we should be seeing that from Snitch soon, and that comes at a point where the control point will be coming in. Now, the next thing that we need to focus on is the support camp, and you see both teams dancing around it. Everyone is fully aware of what this can provide if you're able to take it.
And Blue Beetle already has the potions ready, immediately setting this up because he knows this might be where we're going to have the first big fight. And you see the offlaner starting to focus a little bit more towards the middle of the map. Miracle has just pushed out the bot lane, so they're making the rotation. But it's the mid lane that everyone's focusing on. So far, there's no commitment to the support camp.
Dignitas can start it there. They have a pulse bomb ready, and that idea of just starting the fight so you get the pulse bomb off and try and force your opponent into an engage that they do not want to have is something they can pull off. They just need to get Blaze to rotate over. And speaking about that, Blaze is actually on his way as he is currently in the middle lane.
Strangling Vines also taking on Malfurion. We've seen this also a bit in the semifinal already, making sure that you have less healing on the target. Crest Talents coming in galore, by the way, with the Frostwolf back now chosen on Thrall. Definitely something that we see a lot more, especially out of Korean teams.
Something that Sniper really finishes quickly, too. We did it yesterday on BOE. Remember, we had an 80k damage game. The next person behind him was down at 38k. This guy knows how to play Thrall and push him to his limit. Dignitas starting to look at this point here as Miracle does the same.
This is actually a great position for Miracle because they can stack those Crash Lightning on Thrall. That's super important for him here to get a couple more of these hits in. And right now he's sitting at 5 stacks already.
Sitting at 5, and more should come. Wubby comes in with the Jet Propulsion. They go straight for a combo, looking straight at Natagen. Yrel trying to escape, misses the full disengage, and here comes Genji.
Well done, Dignitas going in deep for this one. The final hit by Blaze, but especially Snitch's play here, super important. There's just no chance to escape. The shots, the hits keep coming from every single angle.
And Poik doing the small things there. He gets in the face of Rel, immediately blinks back the last second, and that's why you saw that big hammer miss out on the full engage, and that allowed for Genji to come in and finally get that kill. Dignitas finds one, takes a support camp, and already has the lead in the control point, sitting at a total of 40%.
And Dignitas loves to play from this position. They have played this map in the regular season 13 times and only lost once against the leftovers. Outside of that, Dignitas is just looking great here. And they are now in that position where that healing beacon is giving them the upper hand in the fight over the first protector here. Miracle goes in, Bomb comes out, then triple strike, goodbye Thrall, he's gone, and Dignitas is looking powerful here.
You have to be careful against a Blaze. That 3-man stun, you had Poik come in from behind, jump straight on top of Thrall, stopping those Crash Lightnings in their track. At the same time, Dignitas cannot make an aggressive play for the turret, and they take another item for the map.
And the kill, of course, also reset the stacks that we already saw in the Frostwolf back for Sniper. That's another big part here. 9 stacks on the Crash Lightning. We're going to keep a close eye on that. It's especially threatening Tracer with a poke, but right now